The new century was marked by technological innovation, epitomized by the automobile and its speed, the motion picture, the airplane, and perhaps most of all, by discoveries in physics, to quantum mechanics, the theory of complementarity, and the theory of relativity. The focal point of artistic innovation was Pablo Picasso's studio in Paris. There, in paintings like the large canvas Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, he transformed painting. Les Demoiselles is a radical departure from then contemporary art because it narrates the shift in painting from optical art, that is, painting what one sees, to an imaginative construct, painting what one thinks about what one sees. In essence, it shifts painting from the literal to the conceptual. This act of liberation allowed Picasso, as well as others, to move
Go to
forward
the
into
main
a kind
features
of
again. See
painting
what's
that was
highlighted on the
totally
main
new.
features on Hulu.
One such artist that embraced conceptual painting was Henri Matisse. Here, in
Oh,
his
that one doesn't
painting
work
The
very well.
Dance, the viewer may see similarities and differences to Picasso's Les Dames. Both paintings contain five figures,
Revenge.
and
That's what I was
both are
thinking.
conceptual. The angles of the bodies, among other things, are not realistic. Matisse, however, embraces smooth lines, the vivid and unnatural use of color
That
and
was
of
the one, but I
motion,
was curious what the other two
whereas
were.
Picasso feels a little more cold and static.
See if I can watch Downton Abbey here.
In this contemporary and smooth and richly colored style, Henri Matisse helped to create the Fauve movement. Fauvists are chiefly concerned with the radical application of arbitrary colors. Not only is this color vivid, but the figures seem to be in motion. Both of Matisse's paintings seem erotic, from the nude figures to the sensuous lines. In this style, Henri Matisse helped to create the Fauve movement. Fauvists are chiefly concerned with the radical application of arbitrary color. Not only is this color vivid, but the figures seem to be in motion. Both of Matisse's paintings seem erotic, from the nude figures to the sensuous lines. Both his style and his content are boundary pushing. Braque was a fauve, but with houses a la Staque, he introduced spatial ambiguity and cube-like shapes, which fascinated Picasso. From their collaboration, Cubism was born. In Cubist artwork, objects abstracted by analyzing their parts and reassembled them in an unnatural way. Instead of depicting objects from one viewpoint, which was traditionally done in painting, that is, the viewpoint of the viewer, the artist skews the shapes in ways that would be impossible to see from just one viewpoint. In representing a multitude of vantages, artists draw the artwork itself into a greater context. The aesthetic influence of Cubism is clear in Kara's broken parts, reassembled collage type style in Interventionist Demonstration. The philosophy of Futurism, however, is very different from that of Cubists. Futurism rejected the political and artistic traditions of the past and called for brand new art. The Futurists repudiated static art and sought to render what they thought of as the defining characteristic of modern urban life, that is, speed. Their work was a public attack on the traditional values of art. Unique forms of continuity in space is seen as an expression of movement and fluidity. It clearly displays speed and mechanical force. With no arms or face, it seems to be standing firm, weighted by two blocks for feet. As a futurist, Boccioni hoped modern technology would shatter Italy's obsession with the classical past. The dynamism and invention evident in both Cubism and Futurism also appeared in music and dance. In other words, the concept of speed and movement can be translated beyond still art. The composer Stravinsky and the choreographer Nijinsky premiered the ballet Le Sacre du Printemps. The performance was a scandal. This piece helped to define modern art as antagonistic to public opinion and as an affront to its values.
Shut
You
up.
can see and hear what all the fuss was about by
I
clicking
know.
the Rite of Spring in the bottom portion of the slide. As you listen, notice that the strings jab dissonant as opposed to harmonious. The dancers are portraying a sacrificial ritual in which a young girl is being offered to the god of spring. Polyrhythm is the norm throughout the piece. The instruments, trombones, trumpets, flutes, they're fragmented. Note the sudden stops and starts, the ascending tonal patterns that crescendo or get louder, and then they drop off. Now, imagine yourself a Parisian in 1913, seeing this dance and hearing these notes, looking at the starkness of Picasso, the erotic imagery of Matisse, and the rapid development of technology. You just might gain a glimpse of understanding of what the cultural landscape was like in the early 20th century.